and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. And when you do that, you can see that Danny Roche is here for Hardy. Hardy is moving his daughter out of her dormitory at the University of Massachusetts. He is going to get there this morning, and it looks like it will be a lot of fun.
That went quick.
This year went very fast. My son's school's over in like 2.5 weeks, and then he will be going into his senior year.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It's crazy. The baseball season for high school in Massachusetts is extraordinarily short.
The spring seasons. Ooh.
I mean, my God, they were playing in Florida in late March, and the season's over like early next week. It's a very, very short season. It's like a 6-week season. Maybe that's why there's an advantage being in Texas or in Florida.
You always hear that, we're tougher and everything else. No, it's the weather's better.
Well, yeah.
You can play games.
Yeah, you can actually play games.
Develop.
Right. So that's why the summer, I guess, is so important here is because, and that starts very soon. But nonetheless.
Where are you going this year?
He's got to go to Alabama and he's got to go to Georgia. And there's stuff around here, but I think that he's going to be able to fly in for the games he's pitching.
Oh.
So
private jet?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I'm financing it, so of course it's private. I can't be flying.
You're a radio morning guy, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. A local radio morning guy. It's private plane money, obviously. It was with Maddie during COVID. Maddie Siegel got his wife a private plane down to Florida during COVID.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he bitched about it, but he did do it. I've never been on a private plane.
How much does a private plane cost? Like, if you wanted to go from here to Georgia for a day.
What do you think? 10 grand?
That sounds right? I mean, not that I would know, but it's 10, 15 grand for one way?
This isn't The Price is Right. Do you know or not?
I don't know. I just said that. I don't know.
I'm guessing.
Can't.
Hi, John.
Maybe, yeah, because if it's a private jet, it probably has like 8 to 10 seats. So yeah, I would have to imagine it's 10 grand.
Yeah,
or more, maybe more.
Maybe they must bill you by the hour for the flight
and the crew
and gas,
and you're assuming that's a jet.
Yeah,
because I know someone whose father flies a prop plane.
Okay,
and then they've flown it to California. It's a 6-seat prop plane. It sounds like a nightmare.
A prop plane for
like
6 hours?
No, it's not a private jet. It's what I'm saying is this is what the comparison I'm making. So 6 hours, no, John, that's 2 days.
Oh my God!
Like that plane can't make it to California on a tank of gas.
Okay.
So no, that's what the difference is. If you're on someone's plane, like a guy's plane, I'm sure the guy's wealthy, but he's not. He's not Donald Trump. So,
So you got to stop in Missouri and Utah on the way out?
So a guy worked with Steve Craig, who's still in radio in Atlanta. He's got to be in his mid-60s. He did middays and he's been successful, but he's not, he wasn't making $1 million a year. He's owned a plane for a very long time. It's like a twin prop plane. It's probably 2 seats. He flies it around. But this one's a little bigger, and I'm being told that part of being around this family is that you got to get on this plane, and I am I think I could handle it if I took Xanax. I could handle it to upstate New York, but the idea of taking that plane out west is just not happening. 6 seats, you can't stand up. And then you're in the plane, let's say 6 hours, then you land and you got to spend the night so they can fuel up and tweak everything. And then it's another 6 hours or whatever.
So you got the big baby special where remember he was eating the chicken and the
right. Yeah.
Over his head.
Yeah. It sounds like an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Yes, Dan.
So according to executivejetmanagement.com, for a private jet, let's say on May 30th of this year, that leaves at 9 a.m. from go to Boston to Atlanta, one way, small cabin jet, it seats 7, is $18,550.
Okay, yeah, all right. So that makes sense.
The bigger one's 27, and a bigger one is 36,000.
Yeah,
This is just one way. So
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And but you figure that it's a good, it's like $1,200 a person. If you were all paying
Right.
$1,200 a person. So that's a lot of money.
Start a GoFundMe.
But the thing is that this year, because he only pitches, I talked to the guy that runs the team, and I'm like, can you just tell me when he's going to pitch? And then he can go down the day before and leave the day after, because it's ridiculous to stay at these. They have a tournament in Alabama and followed by a tournament in Atlanta. And the idea is that you fly to Alabama, you go to that tournament, then you drive over to Atlanta and go to that tournament, which sounds convenient, but it's not.
How long a drive is that?
It's not long. It's not. It's like 90 minutes. But that's not the point. The point is that that's 2 weeks off of work. That's 2 weeks of hotels. That's 2 weeks for 2 games. So that's not fair. Like, if he was a positional player, then that's fair. And then the opportunities there. I mean, these things are only held so you can pitch in front of scouts or play in front of scouts. So if you're a positional player and you're playing in 5 games, that makes a lot of sense. If you're a pitcher who's going to pitch in 1 game.
And he wouldn't come in if they had a chance to win the tournament and throw an inning at the end or anything like that, right? They don't do that to the kids, do they?
If he starts a game and pitches well, no. I mean, he's done for the tournament. I mean, if he
that's what I meant. Like, if he throws on a Saturday and their final game was Monday afternoon.
If he throws 80 to 100 pitches, he's gone. No, not in a summer tournament. No way.
Yeah, that's all.
No, he's not. ISL tournament, if they were in the ISL tournament and he was asked to pitch on short rest because they needed to win a game, he'd obviously do that. No, not at some summer tournament. I mean, you can pretend the games matter to win. They don't. It's all just an exercise to showcase yourself. It's kind of an individual sport at that point. I mean, competitive juices kick in, but if you're being honest, it doesn't really matter. I guess the reason winning would matter is conceivably there's less games when you're playing and there would be more scouts there. But at this age, scouts are coming to see you anyway. I think it's more just the scout. There's schools going, okay, you're pitching this day. I'm going to come see you, rather than just a bunch of random scouts hanging around
it's like the Cape
looking
League.
at you.
They know Fred Touch is pitching on Thursday. They're all going to go to Bourne to watch Fred pitch.
And that's not to say that any of these kids or my son that makes them special. It might make them not special. It just means that I think by now, to my understanding by now, schools know who you are and they come to see you and they want to see you in person before anything happens. And this is an opportunity for them to see you. I don't think it's a lot of random scouts milling around, which I think maybe when you're younger it is, but I don't know. He didn't get into this heavily until last summer because there was no reason for it. But there you go. So you going to come out today, Danny?
Maybe.
You going to come out to Groton?
I might come out. You want anything?
Oh, if you come out, you got to say hello to the coach.
Want a cup of coffee?
No, I'll be all right. Thank you. I don't drink coffee. Huh?
Coach Margraf?
Yeah, you come see. You say hello to Coach Margraf.
Okay.
He got a kick out of that last year.
Good guy.
Yeah, come. You should come out and say hello. You'll make the guy's day.
Okay.
You working tonight?
No.
Oh, then you got to go. Then you got to go. Mm-hmm. Then there's no excuse not to go to Groton.
Where's Dan?
Yeah, I'll just be sitting there like, Dan? I'll be texting you, Dan, are you here? I'm in the bleachers. Dan?
Where are you going to stand? Same places last year?
That was in Groton.
That was the Groton Academy.
Away
I didn't know where to go. I stayed in left field for a while, and then I kept asking people, have you seen Fred? Is he over there?
No, I'll just sit in the bleachers. There's small bleachers.
Okay.
I'm not walking around. I'm not a pacer or anything.
When he pitches, do you go anywhere?
No. I can see why people do,
yes.
But I find that in the bleachers, it's mostly kids.
So there's no parents yelling?
Yeah, it's kids, and they don't care about what's going on, which I like. So, yeah, it's certainly, you want them to do well, and it's when you're watching your kid pitch, it's stressful. But I don't lose my mind, and I don't say anything at all. I don't say anything.
Yes.
I don't cheer or say his name. I don't do anything. That's the who's the old catcher for the Cardinals? He was a manager.
Matheny?
Matheny, thank you. Matheny ended up coaching like youth baseball for his kids for a while, and he put this like edict out to the parents that went public, and his whole thing was just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Like don't cheer.
Really?
Don't cheer like their name.
Come
Like,
on, Michael! Woo!
yeah, like he's like,
Throw it like you know it!
No, like if he strikes someone out, I'll clap.
Yes.
But I don't go like, yeah. And I don't go like, go. What I do is I go, throw strikes.
Yeah.
Because that's helpful.
Right. Stay within yourself.
Well,
What?
You had that, right? Well, you famously put up a picture of you sitting behind the backstop while your daughter was catching.
Yes.
All the way through high school and college. Did you yell and scream anything?
No, I used to talk to the umps because I knew all the umps from being in the local area. And,
You were working the umps.
Parents used to say, you sit right behind your daughter. How did she let you do that and everything? It's like, if I said anything to my daughter, she would give me, the look, Fred.
Well,
she would give me the look.
Yeah, her back's to you. How the hell would she know?
But not only that, but if I said anything, she'd turn and glare.
Right. Well, if I sat behind the backstop, he'd be looking at me, and then that would,
Right.
I'm sure, would
Drive
certainly
him
at best unnerve him and annoy him, and at worst, piss him off. And I don't want to. Plus, I don't want to stand behind the backstop. That's not there's other people behind the backstop. They don't need me back there.
I like there, though. Like, if I go to a game, I like being there.
If he's not pitching,
Yeah.
if he's not pitching, I'll walk around, and like if some kid looks good, I'll stand behind the backstop for a while to see how the ball's moving and all that. But I don't do that with my son. No, I just sit in the stands and I don't say anything. But I do like being by the kids because the kids the students at the schools don't care. And they're like talking about other stuff.
Right.
And they're like joking around. And it makes you realize that ultimately this is
a game.
No one cares. Like it's important to your kid, but in the greater sense of even the school, it's not overly important to anyone. So it's just like, yeah. So it's, I'm not, but there are parents, and I do understand why they do this. There are parents that like sit in a chair, like in left field, like behind the wall.
I do that a lot.
Yeah, because they just don't want to
papers, coffee, and just sit.
because they don't want to. They don't want to interaction.
And if someone comes over, I'm like, oh, come on, hey, how you doing?
Because even with people I like, other parents, like even people I like, it might just be my own head, but it does kind of seem like there's a lot of comparing and a lot of, one-upsmanship and stuff, and I find it stressful, and I don't like it.
Well, when your daughter's the coach, like you want to be as far away from the parents as you can.
Yeah,
be.
your daughter. Well, that's what your daughter does for a living. Like
But still,
now,
it's hard.
No, what? No, what I'm saying, it's harder when your daughter does it for a living, and she's in a position where people are going to be questioning her, and that's not even being a dick. Just like, if you're sitting in the stands and someone's like, "Oh, why are they bunting?" or like,
Right.
what the hell's going on? Like, "Oh, this is when you run." Like, or why isn't? I mean,
well, excuse me, but your daughter is out of shape, and she was just rounding the bag when the girl got the ball in center field. Is that why she should have sent her?
But you also understand that people are going to question the coach in conversation, and if you overhear that and get offended, that's kind of on you.
Excuse me, what did you just say?
Exactly. So, like, who needs to hear
Did you tell her to
that?
bunt? What? You know why she didn't bunt? Here's the numbers. All right.
He happened to share them with me before the game started. Let me pull out my spreadsheet for you to look at.
Yeah, the only thing is if for either of my kids I heard a parent talking to them, like not like from another team or for something, like a parent, like, because apparently this can happen.
Yes.
If I heard a parent from another team, I don't even think my son would want me to hear that because I really don't like that, because in my mind, when adults are talking to kids, even if they're 17-year-old kids, it's because they know the kid can't do anything, and so they're like flexing like they're tough, or like they're somehow in power, and they're doing it to someone that they know they can exploit because there's nothing the kid can do about it. They're ultimately a kid and they're at the mercy of like the coaches and everything else, and you sit there and start talking to them. A kid from another school, like whatever. They're kids.
I get that, right? I remember being on a trip in Cooperstown. A kid gave up a game-winning walk-off home run, and the kid was like 12, and he's like in tears or whatever.
Right.
After the game, we were all walking out gathering. I just walked over to him and I said, "You know what? You get to pitch tomorrow." And it's like, that's the beauty of the game. It's just like, it happens. Just accept it, move on, and you get to another opportunity right back at it tomorrow. And one of the dads came over today. Thanks for saying that to my son. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you were being a normal person. Yeah. I'm talking about.
I know now that they're.
I'm talking about. If parents are saying
somebody would do something like that though.
Oh yeah,
like come on.
Oh yeah,
you telling me in all your years of watching sports you have not seen a parent do something stupid like that?
But I'm telling you,
say something to another kid on another team.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And the reason the reason I don't like it is not even because they're saying something negative. It's because they're doing it to a kid, and they would never do it to an adult. They're doing it to a kid because it's basically.
Taking advantage, right?
Well, yeah, it's a target that can't fight back. Like, it's a target that, because if they say something back to you, then you can ultimately like narc to like a position of authority, and they're going to lose that argument every time. Or, so there's that. And, I don't know. I've heard a bunch of stories, not with my son necessarily, but like people like, well, I work for the school and like, get the F out of here. Shut the F up. Relax.
That happens today, Fred. We're going after whatever the parent is.
Well, my son's like, oh, please, like, I don't want you to hear anything like that because he knows how, like, there's a possibility I'll snap. Not publicly.
Oh, that'd be great if you did it today. Snap, and I'll take my phone out.
No, I would just be like, if I heard it, I would go up and I would be like, maybe you don't talk to the kids. Like, maybe you can sit down and not talk to the kids. They're like, what are you doing? I'd be like, I believe I'm in the right.
And then what? Escalate.
Yeah. What are you going to do? All right. We'll be back in just a moment. A cavalcade activity from Red Sox games, which Danny is very big on.
Good times at Fenway.
Yeah, well,
I can't wait to discuss this team with you, Dan.
Oh, I got a lot on my mind, Johnny.
I defy you to put a positive spin on any of this.
Yes. Nonetheless, we will have that, and there's some schedule release stuff. There's a bunch of stuff going on. We will have that for you in just a moment.
Did you catch a game last night?
We are Toucher and Hardy with Dan Roche, and as the summer comes in, Danny will be in the lot. Danny and Ryan Johnston and the gang. I'm working Memorial Day. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Are you really?
Yeah.
So am I. At night.
I'm working Memorial Day because I've realized that I need days.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I need to accumulate days so I can take the 2 weeks of Christmas, which I've learned is a must do.
Indeed.
Right. So I'm going to take the week of Labor Day, and then I'm going to take 2 weeks of Christmas, which jamming in some stuff, for the baseball travel, that's going to put me up. That puts me up against it because I've already taken basically 2 weeks. Get? 5.
Wow.
So I need to accumulate some. I've already worked one holiday. This will be my second holiday working. And remember, we took that day for the beginning of the year.
Yep.
We got kind of screwed on the New Year's. Remember, like the second or the third, or whatever. The second was like on a Friday or something. Like it was pointless to come back. Yes. So I have to be very wise with what I'm doing. By the way, what happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life. With Dr. Matthew Lopresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Johnny, what's going down?
Red Sox back in action last night, Fred. They began a 3-game series with Philadelphia at Fenway Park. This was a matchup of the two teams that have already fired their managers. The Sox entered play 7-6 since firing Alex Cora and replacing him with Chad Tracy. The Phillies came in at 10-3 after firing Rob Thompson, trying to get Cora, and then promoting bench coach Don Mattingly. As for the game, Sox once again tried starting reliever Giovanni Moran as an opener in front of Brian Bayo, and he immediately handed the visitors the lead.
That one's hit well out toward right center field. This has got a chance. It's big out there, and it is gone! His 5th consecutive game with a home run! And Kyle Schwarber has just given the Phils a 1-0 lead. The man is unstoppable. unstoppable right now.
Kyle Schwarber's shot into the bullpen gave the Phillies a 1-0 lead after one inning. He has a major league leading 17 homers already on this season.
Holy moly.
He's on pace to hit 66 this year after hitting 56 last season.
He's got like 5 in his last 4 games, something like that.
5 in his last 4 games. So after that, Brian Baio, as expected, did come on for the second inning and immediately made things worse.
Line drive down the right field line, and that's going to be in for an extra base hit, and it skips into the stands. Marshall score, RBI double for Bryson, and it's 2-0 Phillies.
So Bryson's thoughts, one hopper into the right field seats, made it 2-0. And on the other side, Zach Wheeler, I don't know if you saw this, Fred, but Zach Wheeler pitched like he had a plane to catch. He needed 16 pitches to get through the first 3 innings.
Yes, I saw that, and I also saw Abreu pimp a home run that didn't leave the park.
That's right. We'll get to that. That was a warning track fly ball.
Something to look forward to, Fred.
Right. He thought it was like 420 feet, and it died on the warning track.
The shame of it is Baio pitched well.
Well, Baio did
you
pitch
know?
well, but that's the problem with using an opener, is that it's great when it works, but and look, the
but
guy
it's with this team too, right?
Right,
and
look,
down,
right.
and you're like, they're not going to come back,
right? Yeah, 2 runs. I mean, you give up 2 runs, you should be able to win the game.
Yes.
This offense is atrocious. Wheeler, we mentioned 16 pitches to get through 3 innings. He still had a 60-pitch shutout heading into the bottom of the 7th, but finally the Red Sox got something going. Mickey Gasper and Trevor Story singles put runners on first and second with 2 outs for Ceddanne Rafaela.
Little floater toward right. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Gasper rounding. Going to try and score. Throw to third. Won't get him. And a run is in. This is a 2-1 game.
Dave O'Brien on Nesson. And that bloop single cut the deficit to 2-1. Marcelo Meyer was the next guy up. He hit a bullet, but right at the shortstop to end the threat. And the Sox finally forced Wheeler out of the game in the 8th inning. They had Jaron Duran on third base with 2 outs, and Mickey Gasper, the pride of where? Where did Mickey Gasper go to school, Fred?
Did he go to Rollins?
He went to Bryant University.
Mickey,
pride of Bryant University, up in a big spot with the tying run on third.
Little floater toward right.
No, that's not right. That's the wrong highlight.
Great stash.
Let's try this one.
The tying run is at third. 2 down. Alvarado with a 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a cutter.
A big strikeout for reliever Jose Alvarado. The Phillies kept the lead. And let's get back to the Abreu shot. That was in the 7th inning. It would have given the Red Sox the lead. I don't know if you are in that big of a slump. Now, Abreu hasn't been bad, but if the offense is as bad as it's been all season and you're not scoring runs, should you not take anything for granted? Even if you think you hit the crap out of the baseball, the last thing you want to do is flip the bat away and start trotting like you've just hit a grand slam. Well, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, yeah, so he pimped this what he thought was a home run, and then Nesson scrambled, and they said they did StatCast, and it would have been a home run at any other major league ballpark. Right. But that's like, what, at that exact location in the park?
Yes. It died right in front of the bullpen wall.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's bigger ballparks. It's just that at that specific coordinate in the stadium, it would have gone out in the other stadiums. All right. I mean, over the course,
would have been 70 rows back at Yankee Stadium.
It was way out of here when he first.
Well, I thought I did too.
Over the bullpen.
I did too, but it didn't.
I know.
He didn't jump over the wall to catch it. I mean, he caught it on the warning track. It was a
typical like April hit.
But at least he was embarrassed.
Yes,
like because he got back to the dugout and Nesson did a good job of keeping the camera on him, and you could tell he was like muttering and he was trying to let everyone know like how unfair it was that ball didn't leave, and it's like, nah, you pimped it, and it didn't even really come overly close. I thought he hit it out too. But that also on TV might have been the way he reacted. You know, like
right, it helped.
Yeah, certainly. If someone admires their shot and like tosses the bat, you assume that they hit the crap out of it, and it's way out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that died. You know, it wasn't like a circus catch to keep that thing in the park.
It was a 379-foot fly ball that died in front of the 380 sign on the bullpen.
And that's why I didn't like that. And it was, I guess, sort of interesting that it would have gotten out at any other stadium. But it's like 379 feet. Like, people hit 420-foot
Right, to
home
deep
runs.
center field.
Right,
Yeah.
like, so
Yeah.
what are we talking about here? It's
Right.
like, it's that. I think that's more of a stat if someone hits the ball like 405 feet, and then you're like, oh my God, like he killed it.
Like to
and
the
I know the exit
triangle where you just catch it, right? In that
Exactly.
little area by the bullpen.
like, and like the exit velocity I know was very high and everything else that they keep track of, but still.
It happens all the time at Fenway, right? Until it gets really, really warm. If there's any kind of cold in the air, you hit it to that spot. Ortiz had how many taken away from him? Same type of thing.
Yeah.
So it happens. You're right, Fred. It happens all the time there.
Yeah.
So eventually we went to the bottom of the ninth inning. Sox down 2-1. Masataka Yoshida, who, by the way, hit cleanup for you last night, he had a single to put a runner on. And then after a review, pinch runner Isaiah Kiner Falefa stole second base with one out against Phillies closer Johan Duran. Trevor Story walked. That put the tying and winning runs on with one out. Ceddanne Rafaela, who had driven in the Sox only run up until then, struck out, and that left Marcelo Meyer up as the last hope of the evening.
And a 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to second. Stop with it to first. And game one of the series goes to the Phillies in a tight one, 2-1.
Phillies win it 2-1. The Red Sox are now 4-10 in their last 14 home games. They've averaged just 2 runs in those 14 games. They're 17-24 overall. Sonny Gray pitches against the Phillies tonight. Now,
Well, two things about that.
yes,
That last inning. One is Rafaela swung at a pitch that was above his head on a count. You got to be more disciplined than that. And then Meyer, I was sitting there watching it. I'm like going through my mind. This could be the moment. This could be where this kid like makes an imprint,
hit a ball hard as
Yes.
last time up.
becomes a hero or what have you, and he's on his way. Right? Finally, he gets going, and it was like boom, ground ball to second base, and that's back to where they were.
That's where this team has been since the start. Now, you look at yesterday's lineup. They have 3 of the worst hitters in Major League Baseball. Duran, Story, and Durbin. They're running them out there every day. Last night's lineup didn't have Wilson Contreras or Roman Anthony in it either. Contreras needed another day following an off day. He got hit on the hand by a pitch a couple of days ago. There's some real concern about Roman Anthony. He had his right wrist in hand in a brace yesterday before the game, and there was a visual, I don't know if you guys saw this, of him going up to see Bryce Harper. They played together on Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. Duran had to shake Harper's hand lefty, wouldn't move that right hand. And after that, the team announced that he's not doing any baseball activities at the moment. Right now, all Anthony's doing is improving his grip strength so he can hold a bat. He hasn't been taking batting practice.
Whatever, clown.
Oh, so
Remember when Michael? Did you see that when Michael Holley said the Red Sox aren't being honest
yes,
about the
all
injury?
over,
right.
huh?
And then, Jaron Duran called him a clown, and it's like,
yep.
How does this affect you in any way? Like, we talked to this to Tom Caron, or I believe, and it was like what? Maybe it wasn't Tom Caron, but it was someone that covers the team, and we were like, I was saying, you're not questioning a guy's toughness. You're saying that he's more hurt than the team's letting on, which, if anything, is a compliment to the player because it means he couldn't be playing even if he wanted to. So why would that offend a player?
I don't know. How did Michael say it? Did he say it any different than normal? Just
Michael said,
it's going to be longer?
Why is the team not being honest about Anthony's injury? It's they're not being honest. He's not coming back right now. Like, it's basically that. That's it. That's legitimately it. I can play it. I got it. I got it right here. Look at that, Fred. Never throw anything away. Tell me if you covered sports for a long time. Tell me if this is at all offensive to a player.
All teams do it, but let's just be honest. All teams lie. They lie about injuries. They just do. Tell me a forthcoming organization in the city when it comes to injuries. They just don't. So when the Red Sox did it, like, why are we doing this? Why are you playing games with us? This is an unnecessary lie. We know you're lying. Stop it. He's day-to-day. No, he's not. And then Chad Tracy doubling down. Oh, this is on the short. He's going to be in the IL in the short hair. No, he's not, Chad. Chad, no, he's not. He's not. I'm rooting for Roman Anthony. I was one of those people who said he's ready to take the next step. Last year, in his limited amount of time with the Red Sox, I said he was their best player. I said this. But Mike and Keith, I got to say, this has to be one of the biggest, so far, this has to be one of the biggest flops that we've seen.
I can see the last part, But the injury part, no. Right? I mean, I think Duran's just frustrated. He's personally frustrated, so that's probably why he lashed out.
But he's saying flops in that he's injured. I don't know.
I'm fine with Michael saying all that stuff because it's, as we see and as John just said, and what we're seeing with that wrist, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a lot longer than maybe they hoped or were anxious about. Chad Tracy.
This isn't next week either. The guy can't grip a bat.
No, he can't swing a bat yet. So it's going to be at least a couple of weeks.
Can't grip a bat. Can't swing a bat. He's not going to be back in 3 or 4 days. I mean, this is 2-3 weeks at least with this wrist. And if you ask any baseball player, the worst injury you can have is to your hand or your wrist,
especially to that front hand if you're a lefty.
Yes, right? So I mean, this is a thing. Roman Anthony's not coming back anytime soon, and they gave an update on Crochet. He's throwing 120 feet, but we talked to Tim Healy a couple of days ago. He's not going to be back before June.
No, I always go back to Tito, right? Tito used to always say, Roche, you just use common sense when it comes to injuries. When I say that a guy's throwing off flat ground, think about the progression that he has to go through. Yeah, he hasn't been on a mound yet. He has to get on a mound. He has to throw a bullpen. He has to throw a live BP, maybe a rehab start. So figure that whatever that time is, add 4 weeks to it or whatever, all things like that. And the same thing with Anthony. Think about what he did, how he did it, and it's that wrist. And it's something that you can't risk. A young kid can't risk with his swing. If you guys know this, Fred, you know this. Your swing is it's everything to that guy. So you're not going to risk that lock of the wrist and just causing it to further aggravation. Because if you sprain it again or whatever you did to it, it's just going to go back again. So it's going to be a while before he's able to even get into a cage, swing, and then get his timing down and then get full go again. So you would think about, at least 2, 3, 4 weeks.
I was just saying,
right?
At least a couple of weeks, if not longer.
It's just everything's gone wrong for them. And it continues to go wrong.
But how did
their numbers are the same as when Cora got fired as they are before he got fired? Yeah. They've been exactly the same on offense. They have a lineup that's just not hitting home runs. They're by far the fewest they're going to end up in the season with. It's just all gone wrong for them offensively.
I remember Jimmy Williams. This is going back 20 years. Jimmy Williams, who was a good manager for this team, got fired and got, I think it was 2001, whatever it was, replaced by Joe Kerrigan. And Jimmy Williams famously said on the way out, this team isn't nearly as good as they think they are. And those stats bear it out. I mean, management thought this team was good. They're not good. Injuries or no injuries. They're a mismatched lineup. The pitching it can be as good as it wants, but no major league pitcher is going to hold the opposition under 2 runs a game. And that's what you need to do right now to win.
Well, I mean, they were struggling defensively, and it was obvious Cora wasn't doing enough infield, outfield. That was the big problem.
Right, he wasn't Bobby Valentine teaching the guys.
Right, he wasn't out there with one of the best defensive shortstops in baseball, teaching them how to play the position.
My buddy, with friends like these,
climb up a tree.
You know,
we're the best friends that can be. My buddy and me.
Now, more of your best morning buddies, Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
NFL's schedule is being slowly released before the Thursday big release, and so far, one Patriots game for sure. There's rumors about the first game, but they are not playing, John, sadly for you, in Detroit on Thanksgiving Day.
That's what I wanted. I know that's not what Dan Roche wanted. Danny did not want to. I know Danny did not want to go to Detroit for Thanksgiving.
We could have spent Thanksgiving together, Dan.
Oh wow!
See,
was it the hot dog place?
No, I go to a real restaurant.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
No, everyone goes to the Coney Island. Everyone, what's the name of the place, Fred?
American Coney Island.
American Coney Island, which I, by the way, sampled when I was last in Detroit. Fred's like, you have to go, and I believe I stayed at the same hotel that you stayed at in Detroit when you went with your daughter this past weekend. So I walked over, and it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Detroit's venues are good. Like to watch games. I think Ford Field is a great. I like very comfortable to watch a game in, and I think Comerica Park is a good place to watch a game in too.
And apparently, Little Caesars Arena the best spread in all of the NBA, according to Chris
one place
Forsberg.
I've never been there.
I've only been to hockey and concerts, but
how's it for hockey?
It's good. I mean, it's arenas are arenas. It's not really that.
It's not the
deal.
Joe.
I only went to Joe Louis Arena for one hockey game in my life, and then for concerts when I was really little. So I don't really know that much about Joe Louis Arena. I wasn't a regular attendee.
All right, so let's get to these NFL leagues.
But the big one is the Patriots are going to play the Lions in Munich, Germany.
On week 10. Now, it's not reported by a writer.
Well, no, this is reported by CBS Sports. This. So CBSSports.com.
The best.
Is reporting that's right, Danny Roche.
WBZ.
CBSSports.com is reporting that the Patriots will play the Lions at 9:30 a.m. in Munich, Germany on Sunday, November 15th.
That's week 10 of the season. There are a couple others. Cincinnati will play Atlanta and Madrid, Spain, week 9. The interesting one from yesterday, week 1, Kansas City will host Denver. And the reason it's interesting, Fred, and we've talked about this a little yesterday, the Chiefs are one of the scheduled home opponents for Seattle next year. And that takes another team off the board. If you take a look at all the schedule leaks for week 1, 5 of the 9 possibilities for Seattle to host week 1 are now off the board. The Patriots are one of the 4 teams left. The Patriots, the Chargers, Chicago, and Arizona are now the only 4 possibilities to go to Seattle for that big Thursday opener. And I would think the NFL wouldn't put the Chargers or Arizona in that game. So it comes down to either the Patriots or Chicago for that big game
Do you
Thursday
think
night.
that the Vrabel thing would have anything to do with them not wanting the Patriots to play in the opening night of the season? Because there is some talk going around
on the road.
Football. Well, it's the only game, and it's the first game, and so the lead up to that game is going to be weeks long. And
there's my Coach Vrabel. It's been an interesting offseason.
Exactly,
Mike, right?
like
that's all those.
And then you can justify Chicago. It's a bigger market. They have a star quarterback too. They made some noise in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You could justify the Chicago pick. Now, obviously, a Super Bowl rematch in week 1 is ideal, but I'm not making it up. I mean, I'm just repeating what I've read. There's people speculating, like Pro Football Talk, if the Patriots in any way this is going to affect their schedule, because this is all coming out before the schedule release. And it came out like a month ago, so I would imagine they were still working on the schedule a month ago.
Yeah.
So if you're the Patriots, for numerous reasons, I suppose, but the biggest of which is like, oh no, we're playing a night before anyone else, days before most, and we're going to be the only conversation, and it's all going to surround Vrabel and the affair, and that's all that's going to be going on.
Think Kraft would make a phone call? Don't put us on that game?
It's just pretty amazing how much crap this organization, and none of it's like the Kraft stuff's not serious. The Vrabel stuff's not serious. Like, it's obviously they've had their serious stuff, and by comparison, it's nothing. And the Vrabel thing doesn't hurt anyone but himself. It doesn't affect us as fans or anyone else. It's just more humorous that they denied it than anything else. But it is a story. I mean, Jesus, I saw a frantic news release yesterday that someone came up with a picture of the Super Bowl of 2022, and Rossini was hugging Vrabel there. And so, like, now it really is people just searching archives for any photo they have of Mike Vrabel or Diana Rossini, and if they happen to find them touching, putting it out there. But it's not going to stop. And there's a lot of time between now and September for Diana Rossini to start talking. And, it's not an ideal position for the Patriots to be in, because it's going to all come back. And if you play the first game, obviously, because if you play that Sunday, now there's been 2 games already played. There's a lot of other teams are opening up. Every other team except for 2 are opening up that day. There's a lot of conversation. It gets it's more of a local story, more if you're consuming that one game. But if it's the NBC Wednesday night season opener, I mean, for 2 weeks, that's the game everyone's going to be talking about. And when you talk about that game nationally, without a doubt, 100%, no matter what happens, you're going to be talking about the Mike Vrabel situation.
If I owned the football team, I would just make a phone call and just say, hey, could you do us a solid and just keep us away from that game? I don't care where you put us the rest of the year.
So you agree, that it's probably better you don't play that game.
Pretty simple, and just go from there.
Now, because look, Chicago's got Caleb Williams, who in the playoffs looked superhuman. I mean, he made mistakes, but like when he made plays, they were like superhuman plays. You can justify putting Chicago in that spot. Now, it's not as good as and Chicago would probably be better this year than the Patriots, you would think.
And I saw a thing with the Bears saying that they thought that they might play the Patriots on a Monday night game.
No?
In Chicago.
That wouldn't be a bad thing.
So,
not early in the season, but that wouldn't be a bad thing.
The only game I'm afraid of if I'm the Patriots is playing the first game of the season. That's really the only game that I don't want to play.
So
I'm in Dan's camp that if I'm Kraft and I have this poll, I'm saying, can you just
make
not put
the
us
phone
in the
call?
opening night game?
Sure.
Punish us down the road. Make us go to Munich to play the Lions, because that looks like that's a Lions home game in Munich. So,
and remember the last time the Patriots played in Munich or in Germany, it was 2023, that 10-6 game.
That was the end of Bill Belichick,
Bill fired.
As we know it. A couple of things real quick, Fred, before we get to the break. One is Charlie McAvoy suspended for 6 games by the National Hockey League for that slash. He'll miss the first 6 games of next season. And I don't know if you want to let the cat out of the bag, but should you solicit for phone calls at this point?
Thank you. That is a great idea, John. I appreciate that. Hardy's not here. And that means Dan is here, which means it's time to shoot the breeze. What's shooting the breeze? It's simple. There's no rules, man. You just call up. Dan knows. It's like his walking club. It's like a radio walking club. Just a bunch of people getting together.
Keep it clean.
Regardless of gender, sexual preference, race, religion. We're all just vibing. So just call in 617-779-0985. We'll take your phone calls. You like this, Dan. It's like the front porch of a general store in a small town. Everyone's just coming by. Free slurps. Free Slurpees. On 7-Eleven,
That happens every time you order one.
Yes.
It's like you buying the paper and like putting down your nickel and going, what's in the news? What's the good news today?
Well, we have that conversation. Yeah, Fred.
Yeah,
That's
like,
good.
some guy's got the Globe out and he's reading it at the counter.
Keep it clean.
And then you bring up the paper and you go, what's the good news
You
today?
always steer it in another direction.
I just take phone calls.
You act so innocent.
I just take the phone calls.
Yeah. But as soon as I saw this on the rundown, well,
I do it when you're not here, too.
No, you don't. Not often.
Oh, no, quite often. Memorial Day, I might just do an hour shooting the
I do
breeze.
a whole show on shooting the breeze.
You got Joe in with you that day. You can shoot the breeze for an hour.
shoot
and then do it
everything,
around
yeah.
for
Oh, we can do
another hour.
we can do in and out. We can do shooting the breeze.
Oh, yeah. Musings. Yeah, you can do it all.
We'll play music. We'll do everything. All right. So 617-779-0985. People clamor for shooting the breeze. They love it.
All my friends call.
But I need phone calls. That's what I need. You can ask Dan anything about his habits, his proclivities, anything. Or you could ask John, you can ask me, or you can just have something to say.
Yeah, why not ask Fred questions and John?
Sure, why not? 617, well, it doesn't embarrass me. 617-779-0985.